Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I'm Bridget Young and today we're going to be creating this very natural but cute bronzy summer makeup look. So stay tuned to see the final makeup. If you haven't already, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like this video because I'm a new YouTuber and I need to start, getting some more subscribers here. So please help me out. Thank you. Let's get to applying our makeup. I'm gonna start off as usual by priming with a setting spray. This is the Morphe Dewy one. I gotta clear my bangs and side locks out of the way so they don't get wet. Going in with the Cover FX primer, I'm gonna prime my face a second time, this time to get rid of any pores or unevenness with my skin texture. Time to color correct! I'm using the LA Girl Pro Conceal in Peach Corrector. Squeeze it a little bit and begin to paint the canvas. Make sure to blend this out good with your ring finger. Since today's look is meant to be a little more casual and perfect for everyday use or when you're in a pinch and need to get ready for a dinner, we're just gonna go in with the Chanel Vitalumiere Aqua. It's a gorgeous foundation that has a slightly dewy finish and is about a medium coverage. I love to apply this particular foundation with my hands. I find that when you're using a foundation that's a little slightly less coverage, your hands are your best bet because sometimes a brush or a sponge can take away coverage. And when you're working with something that's, very pigmented and crazy, that's fine. But for something like this, your hands work perfectly well. And there's plenty of professional makeup artists that use their hands. It's not a less than technique. I love using my hands to apply my makeup. I just think they work so well. And guess what? It's cheap. You don't have to pay for anything. Let's go in with one more layer. This is really one of my favorite foundations. I like to mix it with the Marc Jacobs formula to increase the coverage when I need that for whatever I'm doing. But by itself, it's gorgeous. And this is actually the foundation I wore for my senior pictures. Oh, here they are. Now it's time to conceal those under eyes, and I'm going to be using the Tarte Shape Tape in light sand and light medium. Taking the ring finger again, let's blend it out. Ooh, yeah, it's definitely important to get a good match in color for your concealer. I was using just light sand for a long time and it just would look really ashy under my eyes. That's what happens when you use a color that's too light. I like to mix colors for foundation and concealer and stuff, honestly, because I find that sometimes it's just really hard to find an exact match. Thankfully, a lot of companies are coming out with more expansive ranges for all of their skin products, so that's nice. But even then, there's some nuances that are really hard to achieve unless you really go in and mix some products together yourself. And then I'm gonna go back in with light sand just to add some very minimal highlights to my chin and nose. I'm gonna set my under eyes with the Coty Airspun powder. This is a dry beauty blender. Just gonna tap it in there. You could use a powder puff as well if that's what you prefer. And I am going to powder my eyes. There we go! Ah! Oh my gosh, why did I throw that away? Okay, whatever. I don't really need it for the rest of the video. Now going in with the Morphe M557 brush, we are going to take my little custom palette here and dip into, oh wait, it's not here. We're going to dip into Anastasia Beverly Hills Fawn. It's right here. I'm using a brush that's kind of thinner so that I can have more control over the contour. Being sure not to pull it too far past my eye because then I will have a more chiseled, gaunt look. And I like my makeup to make me look more cute, so I'm gonna avoid the chiseled gauntness at all costs. When I say cute, I mean actually cute, not like the slang way people say cute, where it means like pretty or it looks good. Like actual cute, like definition. I feel like people like use the term casually when it is not an accurate descriptor for whatever it is they are discussing. I'm a diva about that word. It's like, it's special. Now let's do the same thing to the jaw. And now it's time to go in with Bahama Mama bronzer from the Balm. And this is a Coastal Scents slanted brush. And I'm using a slightly fluffier, bigger brush for bronzer because bronzer is meant to warm up the face. See, ooh, this is what people don't tell you. Contour is meant to sculpt the face, whereas bronzer is meant to add a layer of warmth. Bronzer is not really for contouring. You can sort of skip contouring and just add bronzer to give your face a sense of color and dimension. Anyway, that's why I'm using these types of brushes. Now it's time for blush. I'm going in with Tarte's Captivating and the Morphe M437 brush. I'm gonna apply this up by the outer corner of my eye here, but then down. So it's not just concentrated up here, it's like going to come down here and meld and mix with the bronzer. My dress has some peach flowers on it, so that's why I'm using this color. I'm using this fan brush now to just kind of like blend it out because it's a little bit harsh. That's the secret. When you like to apply heavy blush like me, sometimes you have to go in and out with product to build, and then another brush that sort of softens everything. Like this, you see, oh, I'm looking in the viewfinder because I like it. Now, let's go over this with a little bit of NARS Torrid. It's got a bit of a glitter in it, so it'll help to add some vibrancy to this look. Sometimes with blush, I like to daub and then sweep, and then kind of go like this. You kind of like gently pack the color, and then you go wah, wah, to blend it out. A little on the nose too. Taking the Morphe M501 brush and the Merzy Luminizer, we're gonna highlight. Next, I'm gonna go back in with this off-brand little flattish, fluffy-ish kind of brush and Anastasia Beverly Hills Fawn to contour my nose. I'm gonna add a little dash of highlight to my nose with the Merzy Luminizer and a little on my Cupid's bow too. Skin makeup complete! Here's the first eye all done, and we're gonna do eye number 2 together. As always, I'm gonna prime the eyes with my favorite primer, the P. Louise Eye Base in Rumor 1. Now in my last videos, I've been switching between a lot of different palettes, but I thought I would use one palette for today's pinky bronzy look, otherwise known as rose gold, I guess. So what better palette than the Huda Beauty Rose Gold for this look, and let's jump on into some colors. I'm gonna take the Bedelum 783 and I'm gonna dip into Sandalwood and Demure and mix them together, and then I'm gonna apply them like this to the eye. We're gonna apply some first on the outer corner, just packing it on there, and then I'm also gonna bring it down like this as usual, and then I'm gonna dip into those two colors again and apply this to the inner corner. We're going to be creating a halo eye today. Oh, I don't wear halo eyes very often, but when I do, I'm always pleased with the result. So first we got kind of slopped on there. You know, it's so weird. I find that when I draw or do my makeup or anything, I always just kind of like set things in really messy, and then I go back in and blend it all out. Like, I don't know, that's just how I like to do things for whatever reason. And now we're gonna go back in and blend it with the Morphe M513. It's so funny. It's hard for me not to incorporate pink into like every look I do, even if it's a look like this. Like, see, my whole plan today was to do like a golden goddess sort of look, but of course, you know, my gold is rose gold because it's like, oh, I just love that. Love that hint of pink. If you want to see an actual like gold makeup tutorial, comment below and tell me. Actually, tell me if there's any kind of tutorial in general that you want to see, because I'll do it. And the base for this eye look is done. Now going back in with the Bedalim brush, I'm gonna dip into henna. Oh, that does actually look like henna, doesn't it? I've never really looked at the names of these shadows. I just stick them on my eye. So anyway, we're gonna apply this to the outer corner of the eye, and again, we're just packing it in there. What we're trying to do, just darken this makeup up a little bit and add more dimension. And again, we're gonna apply the same thing on the inner corner here. And then again, I'm gonna go back in with the Morphe brush and just dust around the outer edges so that they're not just too stark. Taking my ring finger, I'm gonna dip into Trust Fund, this bronzy color, coppery beautifulness, and apply this to the center of my lid. So how I like to do it is I go in and very precisely place it in the center, and then I kind of switch the angle of my finger and I just press and I kind of swipe like this. And I find what this does is it helps you to concentrate pigment onto the lid, but then you can still like blend it out and have the diffused edges. I'm gonna dip back into Demure and just apply this to close off the eye and a little bit more back over on this eye. It's getting closer. Okay. Taking the Bedalim Last Auto Gel Eyeliner in 08 Angel, I'm gonna highlight the inner corner of my eye. I'm generous with this product because I really like my inner corner highlight to like pop. I always see people doing it with eyeshadow alone and it just never works for me. I don't know why. Next, we're gonna dip into Bubbly from the Huda palette and I'm gonna spray it with my Morphe spray. We're gonna apply it right here. Oh, there we go. Yes! Now it's time to line our eyes with the Merzy First Pen Eyeliner in Brownie. I very rarely use black eyeliner. I just don't like it. It's too harsh. And the only time I really like to use black is if I'm doing an eye look that's really colorful, because I find that if you use brown with it, it's like, it just looks weird, whereas black is just neutral. I'm doing my usual puppy dog eyeliner with it. And now the last step we have to do is curling our eyelashes and applying mascara. Of course, I'm using the Maybelline Lash Sensational, my favorite. And then we're not going to apply false lashes today because I don't think they're necessary for everyday use. Depending on what kind of lashes you have, I can get away without wearing them. And it's also been a trend in Korea to have this very minimalistic lash look where you have mascara, but they're all like really separated. And I really like that trend, honestly. I think it looks really good. You know, I've had my fair share of makeup experience, whether it was costume makeup, beauty makeup, drag, all sorts of things, and frankly, to look good, you do not need to apply false eyelashes on a daily basis. It's just about having a look. But if your goal is just to enhance beauty with makeup, it's not necessary. False eyelashes add to the style of the makeup. Ooh, I like this look so much. Oh, it's so fun. Now, the only thing we have left is lips. Today for lips, we're gonna use two lip glosses, one from Dior and one from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I can't seem to find the name on these tubes, so I will put them in the description below. So this is with the first color on. Now let's go in with the Anastasia one. This gloss is like life. I love this color so much. And the formula is really good too. I have it in a browner nude kind of color as well. Oh, this adds the perfect. Yes! Ooh. Oh, I love this. I love this. To set everything in place and make sure it lasts all day, we're gonna take that Morphe spray one more time and spritz our face. And here we have the completed makeup look. My take on a coppery rose gold, summery, beachy look. Oh, yes. It's kind of like a melding between the Asian styles of makeup and the American, and I just really love how this look turned out. It's very like Charlotte Tilbury. It reminds me of that a little bit, but yeah. If you enjoyed today's look, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel. Also, make sure to leave a comment below with what kind of videos you'd like to see next. Since I am a new YouTuber, I'm really trying to figure out what kind of content my viewers are most excited to see, so don't forget to let me know. That's it for now. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!